Everyone's all set? All right. Thank you. We'd like to welcome our latest AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am champion, Jordan Spieth. Jordan, getting your 9th win in your 100th professional start on tour. Pretty special win. You were in the driver's seat all week long.
Yeah, it was. Yesterday was obviously a great setup, as I explained in here. You know, grabbing 3 birdies in the last 4 to go from 3 shots to 6 is a huge difference. It gives me a bit of leeway today. And then I also explained in here that our goal for the day was to try and hit as many greens in regulation as we could. And I hit 17 of them today. The one I missed was just a jumper out of the rough that I didn't plan for. So it was just all in all, tee to green, exactly what I was looking for, and it led to a lot of tap-in pars. And fortunate to get that birdie early on 2. That was a key shot. 8 was a key approach shot, and then the up and down on 13.
All right, with that, we'll start with questions. We have some mics on the sides of the room. If we can get mics, we'll start with Dave up front. Dave up front.
You left some putts short early. Just wondering if that was sort of part of the plan, was to be conservative in how you putted the greens?
Ideally, it was to hit them a foot past, leave that same length, but get it to the hole to have a chance. I was a little tentative early for sure. You know, you don't want 3-footers on. I mean, it's tough to make putts on Poana from 3+ feet, and you can hit good putts that just kind of bounce or miss or whatever. So that was obviously scared me a little bit. But I was getting frustrated there for a little while because I was hitting my lines and I was hitting great shots, and I was playing like a 3-4 under round through I would say 11, 12 holes, and I was at 1 under and only a 3-shot lead when I felt like I should have maintained that same lead the way I was playing. So I got frustrated a little. Michael did a great job calming me down. I wasn't overly frustrated. It didn't lead into anything else. It was just a bit of just like a lack of wanting those 2-3 footers coming back and not taking that chance. But got the one on 17 to go when, that was the one I definitely could leave short. And then that one, of course, got there and went in. But yeah, I mean, again, it was make it as stress-free as possible. Hit as many greens in regulation as you can. Easy pars. If they go, they go.
Over on the left.
Jordan, first of all, what does it mean to put your name on that trophy with the history of this, the great tradition here? And what does it say about your game leading into the next several weeks, which are huge?
Yeah, it means a lot. I've read a lot about Bing Crosby. Seemed like it was even as good a time as anybody had in a tournament back in the day. It's a special golf tournament at a extremely special place for a golfer. I mean, it's hard to beat Pebble Beach, and to play this weekend out here and walk with these beautiful conditions we had on the weekend, and walk alongside, good friends with Dustin and AJ and Brant and Scotty Vale and Michael by my side and Jake and his dad by our side. We just had a lot of fun. I mean, I was smiling a lot. Today it was a little, I apologized to Jake on 17T. I said, I'm sorry, I haven't been as social today. I'm kind of grinding a little bit. And he said, yeah, man, what's up with that? So he's awesome. It was a lot of fun. It's great to have your name anywhere around this place. The greats of the game all have theirs here. So it was a bucket list type win.
And
Back right.
ahead?
Moving ahead, yeah, I mean, it says a lot. I've struck the ball very similar the last 4, how many tournaments have we played this year? 4 tournaments. Been striking the ball very well. My misses have been on the greens and made very few mistakes. Just been waiting for the putter to come around from those mid-range length, and it did on the middle 2 rounds. And that was clutch. It was great. I was able to see rounds, go to 7 under versus stopping at 3 or 4 because I just couldn't get them to keep falling. Kind of like today was similar to kind of the rest of the year. Got a lot of confidence in my putter back this week, and it wasn't far off. I knew it wasn't. It was just a matter of one goes, they all start going, the hole looks bigger. So that fortunately happened. Going from one of my favorite courses in the world to one of my favorite this next week to try and carry on this momentum as we dive into the season.
Back right.
You said yesterday you were having a little trouble hooking the ball, but on hole number 6, your second shot up the hill, Were you worried about that shot at all? Because it was pretty close to the cliff.
Yeah, I got up there and it was a really, really fortunate break. I thought it was just in the bunker. On the line I had, I thought I hit it in the sand trap there. And when they said it's in between the sand trap and the hazard, I'm like, man, maybe it's our day. You know, that was, I left that one open a little. It's tough because I was on downslope lie with the ball below my feet, but you got to hit it straight up that hill, and you don't want to miss left. So it's like, it's just a really tough shot to get directly on line. And I didn't think it was that far off. It was further off. Normally, I think it's worse than it is. That time surprised me a little bit. It's one of my favorite holes in the world. I was a little bummed I didn't birdie it either day this week. But, playing that stretch of, five's one of the best par threes in the world too. It's probably the most underrated in my opinion that there is. And to play the stretch of 5, 6, 7 there is so cool. And I got a bit lucky there.
The other one I wanted to ask you about was 8, where you just kind of drove left and had a very tough second shot. Was it a hybrid?
Yeah, it was a hybrid. It wasn't necessarily the smartest play because I had shots to spare. I had about 210 to the hole, into the breeze from the left. Had a really bad lie in the rough. If it had, I guess, bounced and kind of hit a guy. If it had kept on going in the trampled area, it would have been in a better position. So it kind of came back into the thicker stuff. And I lined up at the left bunker thinking I'm just going to kind of try and play a little kind of cut shot out of there, which is the shot to get it out of the rough. And if it stays straight at the bunker, then that's my easiest chance at making 4. If it cuts, then great. After I struck it in midair, that was awesome. I think it was clear. I'm not sure if it was on camera or not, but I was very, very excited once that ball landed on the green. That was really avoiding a big number there. That could have been a double or triple very, very easily if that doesn't come out the right way. So that was the shot of the day for me.
Back left and then Ron.
Jordan, do you feel that this was one of your better swinging rounds this week? Because I've never seen you swing better. And also, what's your schedule for before the Masters?
I did think that I struck the ball nicely. I was still fighting a bit of the lefts. My face is just a little shut coming down, so I moved the ball a little back in my stance today, and I tried to maintain my posture. And then so I had some balls start out right and draw, but at least they were coming back to where I was looking versus the hooks. So it was nice. Especially wedge play into like shots like 14. Being able to trust that kind of punch wedge into there. The 8-iron on 16, shot on 17, shot on 18. Just, even when they weren't right on, being able to be below the hole putting was key. I thought that I struck the ball the best the first round. And the conditions were horrible the first round. And that was the best I've ever hit the ball in those kind of conditions, and it was my best ball striking day of the week, I think. We had a really tough go when we caught the worst of the weather, too, right along the coast there at Monterey on 10 through 13. So that was really nice to play those holes pretty well, given the conditions.
Ron, Ryan, and then Jeff.
Jordan, you said the other day about the importance of winning before the Masters. We all know the cachet the majors carry in golf. How much of a direct line is there between a win like this and how you do at Augusta? How much does the lead up?
Yeah, recent visualization, just being able to draw back on positive shots, positive putts when you needed them to close stuff out. For me, this was as well as I've struck the ball closing a tournament, I think, ever. I kind of make it interesting, unfortunately, in the past, and I stayed true to hitting greens. This is the most greens in regulation I've ever hit on a Sunday with the lead. And to be able to come in and not really stress, and just the only stress I had was why the birdie putts weren't going in. That's awesome. I can take that going forward. I hit 2 great shots in the playoff in Australia. I thought about those today because I kind of scrapped it around a little and got up and down, made some putts in regulation to get into the playoff, which was kind of my forte, unfortunately. But then I got into that playoff and I said, enough with this. We're going to hit 2 really solid shots and trust it. What's the worst that can happen? And I hit 2 good shots and made the putt there. and that was awesome. And then came into, you know, yesterday and today where I could trust my swings versus relying on the putter. I didn't rely on the putter at all today, and to win that way is new for me, and it certainly kept some more hair on my head. And yes, I went back to that, Doug. I know, I went back to that
Ryan.
with the hat on. It ain't coming off right now.
Jordan, you're unfairly compared to 2015, it seems like constantly, but how do you think you're a better player since then?
A little bit more experience on both sides. I mean, you know, I've seen the lows. I've seen even more highs. Every win, you gain a little more confidence off the last one. And then, you know, when you have tough losses, you obviously figure out a way to learn from those. And my ball striking's been much improved. You know, I didn't hit the ball great at the 2015 Masters. I putted out of my mind. U.S. Open struck it pretty well. Actually hit the ball the best the second half of that year. And I'm back to kind of that level of striking the ball. And when the putter, you know, continues to be there like it was those middle 2 rounds here, then we can be pretty dangerous.
Jeff.
Jordan, is there a tangible difference in confidence as far as hitting the ball well and racking up top tens as you were and actually closing and winning? I mean, is that something tangible you feel?
Yeah, you know, not tee to green. I didn't feel any difference. I mean, you get obviously a bit more pressure when you're in the lead versus free swinging to come from behind and shoot. I think I shot 8 under, then 7 under the 2 Sundays in Hawaii, and then a 4 under. And so, I mean, I was free swinging there and nothing to lose. So you obviously have a little more pressure. So I can take a bit off of that. But just seeing the putts go, feeling like my stroke and my speed control was much improved. Obviously today I left a lot short, but I'm talking mainly about the 2 days prior. Just beautiful speed control. When the ball didn't go in, I was tapping in. That's kind of where, you know, that's what I got back to this week. On greens that I have not putted well historically whatsoever. It's been my worst putting week going back the last 4 years. So that's saying something there. You know, if you can putt well here, you can putt well just about anywhere. It's difficult to putt well here. So that was nice.
Over here on the left. And
Thank you. Congratulations. Fantastic performance. I could tell that your confidence is just completely it's palpable. As you're playing around, it looks like it's front and center. So do you feel that's driving the performance, or the performance is driving the confidence?
They just ride together. A little bit of both. You get obviously getting off to a good start this week drives the confidence up in the ball striking, and then putter came with it. But yeah, they kind of ride together. I'm not sure if I've thought about either one driving the other.
There's been in the last couple of years, first guy since Tiger, 2 statistics that are thrown out there. You comfortable with those?
It's first guy. I'm sorry.
There's been a lot of, quote, first guy since Tiger
Yeah.
references.